What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I told you I was going to do the Botox today with my amazing plastic surgeon, Dr. Newman, so we're going to begin. We're not going to do the lip today. We're going to wait for another day, but we are going to start with all these right now. You guys ready to rock and roll? Here we go.
Hey, Dr. Newman here. Okay, so looking at Jen. Look at your face, not mine. Good. Okay, scrunch. Okay, so you see you have two issues. You have an issue where you have these lines at the top of your nose. Scrunch, bring your eyes together. Good. And you see how your brows, when you come down, part of why this is happening is because you bring your brows together. Mm-hmm. Relax. Good. Now do it again. See how this part of your brow is coming down?
Yes.
So typically when people do that, you'll see what we sometimes call the 11s here. You'll see these two lines here.
Okay.
You have a muscle that also kind of lets you scrunch the top of your nose, which not everybody has, or not everybody really has as a problem. Mm-hmm. So by me relaxing these muscles, the muscle that lets you do that, by me relaxing that, you'll no longer have the ability to do that.
Awesome.
So you're not injecting a line, you're injecting a muscle. And by injecting that muscle, you won't be able to use that muscle anymore, or partially or completely, depending upon how much I give you. But by preventing you from doing that, then you'll have either none or less of what you see there.
Exactly.
Because you're not able to do this anymore.
Yes.
Okay, so it's the muscles that I'm injecting, and the muscles are actually here, and actually down here, not in the center.
Okay.
Okay, so
and this line here is what? From that?
Same thing. It's all from that same kind of motion. It's you going from here to here.
Exactly.
So by me relaxing these muscles, and it's different on everybody, and that's part of why this is something that plastic surgeons should be doing, because it's not just a matter of giving you Botox to make you look better. It's a matter of you understanding what muscles are causing the problem that you're having.
Oh,
and how to then relax those muscles. So the anatomy is very important here.
Right. It's different on every person.
And it's different on everybody. What you'll also notice is that different from the muscles of your forehead, the muscle at the center of your brow is a muscle that also lowers your brow. So if you look at this part of your brow, when you scrunch, see how your brow comes down. So by me relaxing that, it will also serve to elevate your brow a little bit.
Which would make my eyes look a little bit bigger.
Right. Now, very different from giving one of these neurotoxins on the top of your forehead, or for the forehead muscle, that predominantly serves to raise your brow. If you block the muscle that raises your brow, the net effect is that your brow becomes lowered.
Okay.
So if you block a muscle that lowers your brow, the net effect is that your brow becomes raised.
Oh.
So injecting somebody in the center here has that added benefit of elevating or preventing the depression of the central part of your brow, which will help to open up your eyes a little bit.
Yes, because they look a little...
Right, and if you look at your upper eyelid, you see how you're starting to develop a little bit of a fold.
Yes.
And that will help, it'll help open up your eyes a little bit. Mm-hmm. Part of the assessment of somebody for this is not just the fact that somebody's willing to pay you for it.
Right.
It's the fact that for you, this is what will help you. For the next person, something else may help them. But you have to assess what their problem is and assess exactly what things will help them and what things will actually hurt them. I see patients all the time that are kind of over-injected in their forehead. They love the way their forehead looks, but they can't really open their eyes anymore.
Yes.
Because their brow comes down. And for some people where brow height is critical, you're going to take them and now push them into the point where now they can't use their brow to help open up their eyes. And some people actually use their brow to help open up their eyes, depending upon what their eyes look like.
Right.
So you have to be careful and make sure that you assess the patient before you just start injecting. Okay. So when I hear about dentists injecting Botox, it's a little scary because it's kind of like having an auto mechanic do your heart surgery.
I agree.
Does it mean that the auto mechanic can't learn how to do it? He probably could, but I'm not really sure that that's the person you want doing it.
Right.
If every patient was exactly the same and no real thought was involved with facial anatomy and facial expression and all that, things that we as plastic surgeons deal with all the time, then that's a whole different story. But when it comes to, for example, you are not the typical patient. The typical patient comes in with these deep creases here.
Right.
That's not you.
Okay.
Okay? So what I'm going to use here, I'm actually not going to use Botox.
Okay.
I'm going to use something called Dysport. And Dysport is like Botox. It's the same class of drug as Botox. But Dysport, I as a plastic surgeon like better because it starts working faster.
Oh, so you don't have to wait like maybe the full 3 or 5 days, whatever it is?
Right. So Dysport You can see this is Dysport. Dysport, typically by the 4th day, you have a full effect.
Oh, that's awesome.
Whereas with Botox, takes 7 to 10 days to have that full effect. My patients in a surgical practice typically want immediate gratification. That's what surgeons do.
Exactly.
And my own personality is that I want to see the results of what I do fast.
Yes.
Patients typically...
We all do.
There are situations where patients need a little bit more, need a little bit of a touch-up, and you want to be able to do that for them.
Exactly.
And do that for them, not make a career out of it. You want patients to be able to do this and do it in a reasonable amount of time and get the result that they want and be done with it.
Yes, exactly. And you want to make sure that you're going to the right surgeon.
Right. Well,
And me personally, you don't go out of this state.
Well, this isn't something that you should need to travel for.
Exactly.
This is something that, there are lots of competent people around. It's just a matter of doing your research and understanding that, yes, price is important, but be careful because the results that you get from this are results that you're going to need to live with for 3 or 4 months.
Exactly.
With that, my own personality and my own practice, I'm unusually conservative about this.
Right.
So I do not charge patients for a touch-up. And if I think, or if you think that you need a little bit more, then come on back. It's my pleasure. I'll do a little bit more.
So less is more.
Well, not that less is more, but in order to get somebody to have the result that they want, it's much safer to give them too little and have to add
Right.
than give them too much and now have to live with it.
Exactly.
It's very easy to be conservative. The worst thing that happens is they have to come back for a little touch-up.
Exactly.
Give somebody too much, you can't take it back.
Right.
Okay, and that same thing kind of holds for filler.
Okay.
Okay.
You girls are gonna love this.
So the art of this is not just injecting Botox. It's not hard to give somebody an injection. It's knowing how much to give them and where to put it.
Right. Because everybody thinks, oh, you should inject here because I have a wrinkle here, so that'll go away. That's not true, right?
You have enough makeup on?
Yes, because this is
What
a
the heck?
beauty channel, right, guys?
What the heck?
He's always so funny. He is always so funny, Dr. Newman.
I'll just assume it's makeup and not dirt. That's good. Okay.
You girls will love him. His personality is really great. And he's a great plastic surgeon. A real plastic surgeon, my friends. So here we go.
Okay, so I want you to lie back. Okay, you've done this before, so you know what it feels like.
Yes, I have.
But we'll do it slowly. It's important that within the past week or so, you haven't taken any aspirin, Advil, Motrin.
No.
Or any of those things that can cause you to bleed more easily or bruise more easily.
No.
It's not just a matter of not liking the bruise.
Right.
People get bruised from injections, and that happens.
Of course.
But when you're injecting something like Botox or Dysport, when you inject it, you, in a sense, are diluting it in the saline that it's mixed with. When we get this is a powder, we have to mix it.
Right.
But if all of a sudden I inject it, it's mixing with that little blood when you bleed there.
And it doesn't work.
can travel a little bit more than you want it to.
Okay.
So the bleeding issue is not just, hey, I don't like the fact that I got a bruise. It's the fact that makes it less accurate for me.
Yes.
So it's very important that somebody not be taking any things that are going to make them bleed more.
Okay.
Multivitamins that contain vitamin E. In general, almost everything and there's been some literature about this, almost anything that you're going to find in that class of nutritional supplements has something in it that seems to affect people's bleeding and bleeding times.
Well, that's good to
So
know,
I
you
typically
guys.
tell patients to stay away from all that stuff if they can, within reason.
Right.
To stay away from all that stuff, but especially the things that we know are these culprits like aspirin, Advil, and those types of things.
Exactly.
Tylenol's fine.
Okay.
So scrunch again for me. Okay, so the muscles that we're concerned with are there's a muscle here, and actually a muscle at the top of the nose. So we're just going to do this a little bit here, and it's common for there to be bleeding here in these two spots.
Of course.
But for that reason, I typically stay just below the skin, and typically there's no bleeding there.
And it doesn't hurt.
Well, listen, it's a needle stick. Some people take needle sticks better than others, but this is a needle that's about as small as they make. Even smaller than the needles that diabetics use for their insulin.
Oh, really?
So, let me do another one. You can see exactly where that muscle is. Do another little bit here.
I didn't know it was all about the muscle.
And that muscle's a little thicker on here, so I put a little bit more in two little spots there.
You guys have been waiting for this, so now you got it. They were so excited.
Scrunch again. Okay. So put a little bit right here at the top of the nose.
I hate that line.
Okay.
That line bothers me. And I know you guys want to see the Kylie Jenner lip, but we're going to do that another day. But just so you know, the Kylie Jenner lip is not for everybody.
Yeah, I would tell you that if that lip shape is what you're looking for, well, you've got a ridiculous amount of lipstick on. So we'd even have to take that off to talk about it. But you know, you have to work with what somebody's starting with.
Right.
This is not Mrs. Potato Head. I can't just take lips and just stick them on you. I've got to work with what you're starting with. So.
Like I want to walk out here looking like Kylie Jenner. That doesn't happen.
Well, it takes more. It takes more than your lips. Okay.
Told you he's funny, you guys.
Okay, and that's it. And I would tell you, wait 4 days or so. You'll
Okay.
see the effect of it. You want to drop more? Come back. I'll do a drop more.
Perfect.
Okay, but you do too much, you can't take it back.
Okay.
Okay. So I just want you to hold a little bit of pressure here, just for a minute, not too
Sure.
hard, and you're all set.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Newman. You rock. I will be back. And I will see you guys in my next video. But thank you to Dr. Newman for doing this with me. He's great. He's out of Westchester, you guys, so, you know.
And Manhattan.
And Manhattan. And where else? Are you somewhere else too?
I'm on Long Island as well.
Westchester, Manhattan, Long Island. I'm going to leave all his info in the description box. And I know Beauty Pie, you're coming here from Texas, so you're going to like him a lot. So this is for you. See you later, guys. Ciao. See you in my
Bye.
next video. Bye.